Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to R Squared Technology. I am your host Ryan, and let's get ready to SolidWorks. Welcome back to yet another Monday challenge video, where we are still continuing the series of the motorcycle truck bed trailer, and we're working on a subcomponent, the wheel, or rim, the metal part of a tire assembly. And today we're going to tune up the hub just a little bit, make some adjustments to the lug nut holes, and then we will add the spokes in. Now, I did mention potentially making a sketch for surfacing, and I've decided that I'm going to save surfacing for a different video and not in this particular series, at least not the sub-assembly of the wheel. So sorry for that little teaser, but in this one we're going to keep it kind of simple in how we do it for now. And as I release some other tutorial videos in the future, I'll bring surfacing into the mix. So it's coming, but not quite yet. So with that, let's finish this wheel up and then move on to the tire. Alright, so to start off, let's fix this hub situation here. I'll bring the backside normal to, and we're going to edit our circular sketch here. We're going to remove this horizontal relation. Not coincident. Where are you? Delete that. Make sure it is coincident to the circle. But I want it to move. We're going to add a center line here because I want to do the spoke straight up and down. So we'll do this with just a slight angular offset here. To do that, we need another center line from here to there. And we will make it a 35 offset to start and exit. There we go. Now that way on the front side, we can put our spokes in between that. So make the front view normal to for a moment here. And one thing I'm going to do, let's add a fillet of, yeah, how about 1/8 of an inch there. Kind of round it out a little bit more. And we'll go with that. And so now from here what we're going to do is choose the right plane so we can build our profile. And I'm also going to make sure that my display style is set to hidden lines visible. Right plane normal to. I want these internal lines showing. Hidden lines here. So we'll want to make sure our right plane is selected. We're going to choose a sketch, and then we're going to come up here, enter a sketch, and then I'm actually going to use convert entities. Using the right scroll wheel to zoom in, I want to select this line here and this line here. And then we're going to come down here to the hub, do a convert entity on that, select that, and convert that as well. Now from here, we will choose a spline. We'll click this endpoint here and this one here. Right click, select, fully defined as is, but we're not going to stop there. Let's add some unique shape to it. And I'm actually going to choose, so press and hold the control key and select this end of the handle and this line here, and I want a horizontal relation. And that's okay. It's like, whoa. But we're going to fix that with this handle here. Now, it had this other one selected, so I'm going to delete that. I don't want them both horizontal. And we'll do something to this effect here. What we're going to do is add a center line from the midpoint, and we'll go forward like such. That's going to be our axis of revolution. And really I could go off of any of these vertical lines for this angular measurement. And I'm going to make it 4 degrees. And this handle's length will be, let's go with 5. And this one here will be 2. Then what I'll do is come back, choose this second area. We're going to make another spline. I would bend the line right there. Choose the spline, grab this point here, grab this point, right click, select, and we're going to do some tuning on the handles on this one as well. And so what I'll actually do here is I'm going to choose a smart dimension on this. We'll make this one, let's go 4. And what I'm going to attempt to do, if it will allow it, is make these parallel so they have the same angular measurement based on this angle here. And then this handle here, I don't want it to be parallel to this one. Well, you wouldn't even make it parallel, it's just going to be, it'd be horizontal to this line here, but I don't want that kind of relation, because then well, what do we have? Let's do it. Again, we can adjust this if we find we want it to be something different later. And we'll leave that one as 2. So now, from here, what we can do is we will come over into the Features tab, and we're going to choose your Revolve Boss Base, and we're going to choose a mid-plane condition here, and we're going to do this one at 45 degree angle. And then our axis of revolution, again, is going to be this. And then what I'm going to do is change the view back to shaded with edges. We'll make sure we're isometric. And then select OK. And there we have one spoke in its basic form. Not too bad. Not too bad for not doing a surface setup. Which again, we will do surfacing. Just not yet. I'm sorry I teased at that, but it will be coming in future tutorials. So we want to cover the basics and understanding of it first before I jump into something like this so you can really see what's going on. So now from here, what I'm going to do is in the feature tree of that revolve, I want to make that sketch visible because I'm going to use that same axis of revolution here. And I'm going to go to the Features tab, and then I'm going to choose a circular pattern. Then under my direction and pattern axis, I'm going to choose that sketch axis here from sketch number 7. Which in the flyout menu, it's going to be under this revolve, sketch 7 right there. And then the feature, we're going to choose revolve 3 itself. And then I'm going to leave it as 5 because I have 5 lug nut pattern and we're going to have 5 spoke pattern. And then from here, you could either right-click on this sketch number 7, or in the feature tree, right-click on sketch number 7 and hide it. However you want to do it. Or you could leave it visible for now if you wanted it for some kind of reference. So now we'll hit the space bar, isometric, Control S. So now it's looking like a wheel. And we should have plenty of room to throw our lug nuts through. So from here, what I want to do is let's kind of shape things a little bit. Again, this is purely artistic, and maybe you could build this wheel and it would work, but I don't know if Chip Foose would approve. So what we're going to do is tinker with some filleting here, and we're going to do some, let's try some 1/2-inch fillets here. See how that does on these edges here. And then I'm going to grab this and this. It's too big. 5-inch fillets. 0.5, please. It's too complex. So what's happening is I think it's wanting to try to grab this. So let me remove. Let's get our partial preview here. Let's select only this edge for filleting. There we go. So it has an odd effect happening here. So that would be likely because we need to grab this edge here, not that face, this right here. But in doing so, it might have an odd effect because of how it continues down and around. Exactly. So what we'll do is edit this, add it to this side here, and we will select all these edges, just round it out a little bit. Like such. Looking good. Now what I want to do is attempt to fill it on just this edge right here. And let's see how it behaves. Beautiful. Looking good. Control S. I cleaned this up a little bit, made it flow better. And then up here, I want to add a fillet too. So let's do a fillet. But let's see. We'll grab here, here. And if this is too hard to see, allow me to adjust it to something more like this, so you can see what I'm grabbing here. Sometimes this view works, sometimes it doesn't. Again, depending. Now there's another thing we could do here too, which is we'll select OK. Turn it back to this. I'll right click on any given area and I'll just remove the appearance for now. Because again, this is just black metal, it's not an actual metal material. I did not specify that. So this is now what we have for the spoke side of things. So looking a bit better, looking like a wheel. Now, this is a massive hub in the rear here. So we are likely going to be changing this diameter to match up with an actual hub. setup, because this hub is almost the size of the wheel itself, and whether that's going to work out or not, we'll see. We might make a hub adapter because of this unique style that I've decided to make. Again, it's not a realistic wheel, but it sure does look cool, I certainly think. And, you know, if we change it to, say, the entire body, blue. You could choose really any color you want. But I'll switch it back to something kind of a lighter black. Like that, a blackish gray. Not the completely blacked out version, just because that one's a little difficult to see. Then we'll do the space bar, and we'll have it in an isometric view. Hit Control S. And that's going to complete the wheel, again, for now. We will probably make some adjustments depending on how we do the hub. But again, I just might make a hub adapter because I don't want to change this wheel, and I kind of like how it is, and it's definitely something different than what you would see on a trailer. So, well, you know, I don't know. There's probably brands out there like, what is it, Fuel, that makes Rockstar 2 or something like that. It might be similar, but you'd be hard-pressed to find one with a pointy cone like that. Or maybe you can find one. Let me know. Send a link in the comment where I could find such a thing. So that is going to conclude the wheel. I hope you learned something of a very basic method of creating kind of a surface feature without doing surfacing whatsoever. And we will next Monday pick it up with a tire. We'll probably make that 1 or 2, maybe 3-part series. Should only be take it in 2. We'll make the basic structure and then we'll add tread in. But we'll see. It just depends on how crazy in detail we want to get with that tire. And then of course we'll assemble it onto the wheel, and then we'll move on to the hub itself in the torsion axle portion. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.